been lied on so many times in my life that not only now do I feel like I have to document every human interaction I have, but I have so much anxiety around even having conversations with people, whether it be simple conversations or more in-depth conversations, because I just don't know people's intentions anymore. People do the weirdest shit. Like, people have the most malicious, evil, nasty intentions, and they will take any conversation you have with them and flip it and twist it and manipulate it to make you look insane, to make you look like the bad guy. I'm good. My trust issues are so fucking serious. I went to my camera.
Oh boy, for those who have dealt with this, don't we know the harsh reality of that? Once you deal with something like this, it traumatizes you for life, and it changes you as a person. Once is enough to really be changed as a person, to be traumatized for the rest of your life about relationships and trusting people. But then there are people who have dealt with this back to back. They really change as a person after these types of experiences. I want to share a different perspective though. I want people to know that you always have a choice to see everything from a higher perspective. And I'm not saying to forgive these people, just like forget about them and to trust blindly again for new relationships. But I am saying though, shift your perspective in a way where everything in life is spiritual warfare. Now, what I mean by that is, obviously situations like this fuck you up as a person. Like, it changes you, right? It makes you bitter, it makes you resentful, it makes you fearful, it makes you anxious around people. The more open and naive and trusting you were in the very beginning, right? That's who you are, right? That's who you are. That's why you trusted, that's why you opened yourself, and that's why you experienced these people who actually had motives against you this entire time. And after these experiences, what's likely going to happen? You're going to shut yourself down. You're going to shut yourself out from the world. And just like how this creator was saying, now they feel like they have to keep themselves alert every time they engage with somebody because they never know how the conversation will be used against them later. These thoughts of paranoia, obviously anxiety, these things are going to debilitate you. They're going to disable you from having intimacy again with someone or to share yourself authentically. And ultimately, especially when you've been traumatized by people, the only way that you can truly have like the breakthrough transformational experiences and healing is through relationships. So if you've had relational trauma, you can only heal that through relationships. Obviously, you have to choose that. And the choice point is what I'm trying to remind you of here. I mean, I can speak about this from both perspectives as someone who's dealt with this, but also as a shaman who is really passionate about reminding you of your own sovereign power at each point in your life, that regardless of what happened to you, it does not have to actually change you as a person, because you being changed into a person who is not you is a detriment to your authentic growth and your happiness and your fulfillment and your soul journey. And the reason why I mentioned the spiritual warfare aspect is these evil things that are happening to diminish your light, make you shut your heart down, is the enemy's way of taking your experiences away from you. The experiences you could have for joy, love, fulfillment, these rich experiences with intimacy and vulnerabilities and powerful relationships, and letting people in. You have to let people in to experience true transformation and love and intimacy. And if you choose to never trust people again because of these experiences that happen to you by these evil people, then you're actually giving away your power to these people to actually ruin you for the rest of your life. That's the choice point that I'm talking about. I am not telling anyone to forgive these people. However, you should recognize your power enough so much that you don't let those past experiences shape your entire trajectory going forward. Recognize that evil exists. Recognize that people like that actually exist. I don't even want to say learn from these experiences, because sometimes what the fuck is there to learn? Like sometimes people really have a pure heart and we just become blinded by people who had motives the entire time, or maybe they didn't even have motives, but they just are evil and maybe they didn't get what they want from you and then their true colors came out and they wanted to ruin your life. Just different circumstances. It doesn't matter what the causes were. It doesn't matter why people would do that. Your job isn't to figure out why the fuck those people did that thing to you or how people could do this to you. It doesn't matter. That is not your burden to carry. However, your responsibility is ensuring that you give yourself the best fulfilling experiences in life. And the spiritual warfare aspect is that protect your heart and spirit. If you genuinely crave connection and love and transformation and intimate relationships and friends and deep relationships, right? That's going to require you to open your heart again, right? And that will be your strategy. That will be your offense. That will be your tactic again to become strong again, to be resilient again, to push past those negative experiences again, and to recreate your experiences again. That is your victory. And you have to always aim for that. It depends on what you want, obviously, right? You may really just say, no, like, fuck this. Like, I'm just done. But I know for most people who have trust issues, they want to deeply, they want to trust again. But for so many people, I know they become a husk because they've been through so much with different shit with people that they really don't have any faith left in humanity. I understand that. But I'm speaking to the people who do have the desire to trust again, who deeply want to experience real love in relationships again, not always romantic, like friendships and partnerships, which requires opening your heart and trusting. And that is who you are. Wanting to love again, wanting to trust again, wanting to share vulnerabilities again, wanting to trust people again. If that is the core authentic part of who you are, then you're going to have to be brave and fight back. And how you fight back is not by fighting those people who hurt you, who damned you. It's by you rising up against those memories and experiences and recreating your life again. Don't let your enemy create your life for you. The moment you choose to shut down your heart is the moment you lose your power to experience life again. Never forget your own power. Recognize the choice point to rise above anything that happens in your life.